though?
Oh, no.
It's too late because we are
But we
already
have to.
live. Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching the Bitter Jury Podcast, episode 25. We are 2 episodes away until the Big Brother Canada 6 finale. It's super exciting. Tonight's episode, we're going to be going over the HOH winner for the Final Four, as well as the BB Can Awards and the HOH's nominations. Woo!
Yep.
You're here with Kelly.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm
for
Lucifer.
once,
Apparently,
yeah.
I'm quite irrelevant.
What are you talking about?
No way.
Like, it's been forever since we've seen you, and we're so
You're a
happy
legend.
to have you back.
We are so happy to have you back.
Yes, I
I'm
love my
so
fans.
happy.
I love my fans. Targaryen, he's the greatest.
he, he was thirsty, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
My lighting is awful. I apologize in advance.
No, that's totally fine. So yeah, let's just jump right into this episode. We have what is one of my favorite HOH competitions because it really tests people's knowledge of what's been happening in the house so far, and we saw some crazy stuff happen. Was there any performance or anything about the comp that stood out to you guys? Did you guys like the format of this trivia comp?
Well, definitely for starters, like we went into the episode knowing that Paris had won two questions. And in the start of the episode, I'm just like, okay, how is Paris going to screw this up for herself? Because she has yet to win anything in this comp. So Paris's performance definitely surprised me. Like, not only did she do really well, like she showed that she studied, but she killed it. Like she got the first 4 questions and no one else got any points.
Although to be fair, she was handed a question.
Yeah. Well, that was their own faults. You know what I mean? Like, good for her for taking that win on, because there was the question with the 3 evictees. Yeah, and so it was Derek guessed wrong, then Will guessed wrong. So of course it had to, like, Paris took the only one that was left. So I think that Paris made a good, like, strategic move, if you could call it that. But good on Paris for finally winning something.
Yeah. Congrats to Paris. It was really cool. To see her win. I really didn't like. I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't like when we cut to her being alone in the HOH room and she was celebrating. She's like, "I've got my HOH now. I'm gonna win this game, bitches!" Like there's just no way. She has no idea where she's at in the game. And
Lou, you sound like you want to say something.
I do.
Okay.
I would love to say something. Okay. So, where did we get to this place in Big Brother where you have to win a competition to be some sort of legendary housemate or have some sort of status in the end? I mean, listen, she's not a Janelle at all, but I mean, you don't have to be
mistake her for Janelle, but
no one would. But you would not. I mean, but you don't. I mean, okay, you don't have to win competitions. I mean, I'm so much more impressed with Paris's game, far more than if Erica would have gone on a freaking comp streak and gone all the way to the end.
Like Andy is a good barometer for that.
And I think that she is aware of her position in the game. She knows that she has not impressed people or the jury. She knows that she screwed over Allie and Liv in the double, and she knows that she has a. I think Paris knows that she has to slay it in the speeches. She has to really prove. I mean, it's a long shot because I know that you have to be able to prove your game throughout. And at this point, I'm a huge Paris fan, and I would love Kayla to win over Paris only because she's more deserving. She won the competition. She was on a strategic level. She did what she needed to do. But I feel like people discrediting Paris is not okay, only because she's not a floater. She didn't float through the game like Gen City. Every week she was making strategic choices for her and her alliances. Maybe her choices didn't put dents in the game, But she was talking game.
Okay.
Her cameos were interesting. She wasn't just dead weight the whole game, and
Sure.
that's what's just irritating me with people's hate on Paris.
But here's the
Sorry,
thing.
and I'm going to defend her, and I'm going to make good points.
Okay, I believe you. I believe you. I believe that you believe that. Here's the problem that I have.
Yeah.
When she was making these strategic moves, it sounded great when she would say them in the DR and when she would, talk to herself to the camera. They sounded great. But here's the problem. When she would make moves, the opposite of what she wanted to happen happened half the time. And
Right.
so she didn't really have that much pull. She was able to have a lot of conversations, and she deserves credit for that. But she didn't really have her way in the game.
The thing is, to go unnominated in a game is listen, it's very okay to go unnominated and to play the game. She's not a Victoria here. She's actually playing the game week by week.
Okay.
To go unnominated, that's work. That's putting in work.
Okay.
Either way.
So here, do you think a comparison to Andy, who was a winner, is a fair place to start with when evaluating Paris's game?
It's a fair way to start, I'd say.
So here's the difference then between somebody like Andy and somebody like Paris. Andy had everything that he wanted to happen when he wanted it to happen because he had all sides of the house on his side. Paris wasn't able to do that. He wasn't assertive enough in saying this is what I need to happen for the advancement of my game, and he was, and that's why Andy's social game gets a lot more credit.
Okay, and I understand that, but isn't Big Brother just the point of just not getting on that block and not going out that door? I mean, at the end of the day, that's the premise of the game. You don't want to get evicted. And Paris was never in any immediate danger whatsoever. And she was also being a player in the game. She was not just floating on by. She was being a player. That's all I have to say. All I have to say is just give her the credit as a player. Why are we dismissing her? That's just totally unfair. She's just a different type of player. She's just a social player. So I just don't like the whole.
I'm not dismissing her as a player. I'm just dismissing her chance.
She didn't need a man. I could sit there and say that she didn't need. Well, I could sit there and say that she didn't need a man to get her to the end. And I'm not hating on Kayla. Let's just. How about we just go into this evaluating each person as a player? How about that?
Okay, that's fine.
That's all I have to say.
I'm down to do
that. Paris is a social player. Kayla's more of a different player, and it is what it is.
Well, I just the only thing that bothers me about that, although I agree that she does have, there were definitely some strong social points. I just the whole during the eviction between Allie and Kayla, and it made no sense that Paris, along with the rest of the trio, would go to keep Kayla over Allie. That right there, you would want to keep someone who is a comp beast over someone who hasn't really won too much.
Yeah, but when Kayla
wins the competition,
when Kayla wins that.
Oh.
Uh-oh. I mean, I think I'm guessing what Lou was about to say was that when Kayla goes to win that 100,000, we're gonna be glad that they kept her. Right. I'm guessing, and I'm totally happy that they made that decision. But
absolutely,
the fact that they made such a stupid decision, it just no matter. So what was it that you were gonna say before?
Oh, I'm sorry. No. I was just gonna say that. Okay, so
you said when Kayla.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I
said when Kayla potentially takes Paris to final 2 over Derek, then at least that was a $20,000 decision that Paris made. And I know that it's risky, and I know that it's okay, well, you're not thinking ahead, but Paris and Kayla have talked about final 2. And Paris is putting it into Kayla's head that Will and Derek have had a deal, and that Kayla needs to, she's talking to Kayla on Endgame with her. Mm-hmm. So I think that sometimes you have to play your cards. I mean, Jacob and I play a game online, and it's a Big Brother game, but you can only play so many different moves and so many different strategic things into so for me, that's the closest thing you're ever going to get to reality or playing the game, unless you're going on Audrey's whatever, on Audrey's game. Yeah. But I do think that I would potentially probably make that move too. Like I put it into my head on her reasoning, on the trio's reasoning, and I would potentially make that move as well.
And here's what I want to make clear to you, Lou. I'm not dissing Paris's game. I don't diss her as a player. I think she's got a place in the history of BB Can. I just don't. I think she's got a 0% shot to win. So like
No, but that's what I said at the very beginning of
Yeah.
the podcast. I said
Mm.
I want Paris as my person that I draft,
Mm.
but I do not think she's going to win the game.
Yeah.
And I still think that. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean I don't think that, but
No, yeah,
discrediting
then
her
we
game,
then we
discrediting
agree.
her game is just not okay with me.
Yeah.
Like that to me is not okay.
Then we
Aika Wong.
yeah. All praise
Okay,
Queen Nika.
anyways.
Oh my goodness.
But
But I just
anyways,
like
okay,
let's be fair about it.
yeah,
Like, you know,
okay.
because who knows what position we'll be in that house. You know,
Yeah.
if we're ever in the house, who knows if we can win a damn comp. You know what I'm saying? We have to do like all like
Yeah.
other alternatives to make
for
it to
sure.
the end.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. Absolutely. So yeah, we see Paris win a comp. That's as far as we got into the episode. We see Paris win a comp, and we see an interesting conversation between Kayla and Paris on the couch. They're like, "Hey, the boys are becoming a thing. We should maybe become a thing. Let's, we can't let that get too far. They're fishy and suspicious. We can do the girls thing. They can do the guys thing. We'll fight this out." I don't really think that's going to get anywhere, but it's nice to see that sort of happen. And that the sides aren't necessarily as defined as we might think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just like at this point in the season, the lines are so it's so clear cut. Like you have 2 versus 2 that although like you were saying, Jacob, although it's nice to hear like, oh, us girls should stick together. Like in the end, I don't think if Kayla ends up winning that final HOH, I don't think that she's going to base her decision off of gender.
Right.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah. But this is the things that these are the things that I've picked up on Kayla cutting Derek at the end. She's talked about it with multiple house guests on the feeds,
including Derek so many times.
She's asked Derek to the point where Derek got irritated on the episode. He's like, I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Right.
And even one of her friends in the cameo said that they know that if she gets down to the end, she's going to cut him. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that one of her friends, her hometown friend said that shows that, you know, that they know little things about Kayla, and like those are things that I've picked up. And I know Kayla kind of as a game player, and I'm very impressed. Like she would be one of my favorites if I picked her in the draft. I'm just kidding. No, but honestly, she is actually one of my favorites in the whole season. And she started becoming my favorite like final 10.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's important to note that I don't think that Kayla's going to cut Derek because she doesn't need to.
Oh yeah.
You're right. And she's emotionally attached to him at this point. And when he said, and you know, he says in the DR later, he says, "Hey, if she does this, she's dead to me." And she knows this. There's no reason to do it. She's got all the votes that she would need in the end anyway.
I agree with that.
I don't think she's going to end up doing it, but I mean, it makes for some nice spectacle and whatnot. I mean,
definitely.
Like the awards. We'll get to the awards in a second, but the awards really showed me that Kayla is one of the best house guests that BB Can has ever seen.
She blew Peely out the water for sure.
She did. She did a great job.
I love Kayla.
She seems like a woman with a strong head on her shoulders that knows what she wants, and I think she represents this season well as a potential winner. I think if Will were to win this game, I think I would absolutely just give up all hope on a BB Can 7 because you know, I don't know. Even in the middle of the episode, he said that he's been throwing competitions all season.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. You've been throwing competitions like I've been running marathons. I mean, let's be real. Like it's just not. It's not a thing.
Oh man.
You've been throwing competitions like I've been on this podcast.
No, like Daniel's been on the podcast.
Oh gosh, rip Daniel. Honestly,
Rip
my
Daniel.
video is probably not even showing. I don't even think it is, but it's okay. I'm here in spirit. Okay,
We
so
see you and we can hear you. So
I think you can see me, but okay. So okay, in all honesty, I agree with you 100%. Kayla is one of the most fantastic house guests I think that they've had. I mean, I think Erica as well. Erica and Johnny, and it's funny because Erica, at first we thought Erica and Johnny were like the archetypes of Willow and Mitch, but they have definitely blown those two characters out of the water. Like Erica and Johnny are all stars, 110%.
They need a second chance.
110%. Those two need a second chance, and I love it because it's rare. Like Survivor's really good at doing it, but it's rare when newbies, like all of a sudden you can see like 6-7 people that you just love and that you would love to see play again.
Yeah,
I
was gonna say I'd love to see Olivia back on because she's pretty, like she really grew on me.
Yeah,
she did, but not. I don't think that she's like iconic game style level. Like you know what I'm saying?
I would draft her if I got the chance to do over. I would draft her early and often in like an All-Stars cast because
hey, Dallas got to play again, so Olivia has a chance.
Yep.
Oh, Olivia was way better than Dallas was. Or I think he was the only one that ended worse in his second season than his first. Like,
I love Dallas though.
I never understood that all-star casting choice. I don't know. Like I just there's a couple other people I'd probably prefer to see over Dallas in an all-stars competition, but maybe they were running short. I don't know.
There's obviously not enough BB people to go around.
I thought Emmett should have been there instead of Dallas.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so where did we leave? Oh yeah, the awards.
The awards.
The awards. Okay.
Veronica, I missed you. I missed you, V.
I never knew how much I would miss Veronica.
I know. I'm like,
Kelly, yes.
The thing is, so I'm seeing her stuff play out, and I get why her friend. Because her friend told her to audition for Big Brother Canada because they're like, you're built for the show. You're perfect for it. And seeing those little snippets, I'm like, yes, she definitely was built for Big Brother Canada. But God, she was such a dumpster fire of a game player. Like, I am thinking back now, I'm like, I really, like, if I could just have those snippets, like, and that's it. Just be reminded of her. Like, she's just put into the house periodically. Like, that would be nice. Not to actually play the game, though.
Could you imagine if she coached? Like,
can we stop? Can we? I love V, but damn, can we stop? Can we just stop right there?
No, but I mean, I thought it was great to see her mentioned in some of the awards. I think
Cassandra would be the best coach. She would like make her little newbies do whatever the hell she wanted.
She is man, like if we've learned nothing else in this season, it's that the men in the house are really bad kissers. We've heard that from everybody so far. Like,
but no one got to kiss Johnny, so I mean,
that's true.
That's true. It's true.
I feel like Johnny would be a great kisser.
maybe, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think that I mean, we got to see really Kayla get shown off in the awards, and anybody else that you were glad to see not mentioned, or anything anybody you would like to see mentioned?
I noticed that when the fight between Will and Ryan showed up, and Will was like, he was not smiling about that. That just goes to show once again how similar to a toddler. Yeah, but, it was so long ago. Ryan's not there. You're still there. Like, just like, get over it.
He's like, man, my heart's pumping again. Like,
yeah, and it was so inconsequential. It just doesn't. Why is this still such a big deal to you that it can make you like put you right back in the moment?
He might be one of the dumbest people ever to play Big Brother.
No, that goes to Matt. That goes to Matt from BB19.
No.
Yes, thank you. Nope. Fuck
no.
that. That goes to Matt.
Oh, wait. Oh, I kind of get what you're saying because, okay, so Matt was definitely the worst.
Okay.
But I get what you mean by dumbest because him throwing that competition when it would have been like,
right. Yeah, no, I get
one, like, it would have.
And then also like hitting the buzzer at the exact same time that Derek did after Derek got it wrong in the day 55. Why wouldn't you wait for the second clue at least?
Oh my gosh. I'm so over him. I'm so over him.
Yeah, I mean he's got to be one of the dumbest in the history ever to play the game. I'm sure he's a nice person.
What's been a worse move? Throwing a comp that you were about to win.
Marcellus.
Oh yes. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Marcellus.
Or Luan.
Right. Or Luan.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel like Jacob loves that Marcellus move. He absolutely just loves it. He loves to throw that at people, especially in games. He's like, this is worse than Marcellus's move. I love it.
It's one of the most iconic moments.
That's like literally one of the worst. That's like one of the worst.
Yeah, I'd probably say number 1 goes Marcellus. Number 2 is Luan. Number 3 is Will.
Yeah.
God, Luan. Oh.
Yeah.
See, like people like that, I can literally name useless people. Useless people. Paris is not one of those people at all. No. Like, you know what I'm saying? No. Like, Paris is not a freaking Lawan. Okay? She's not a Gen City. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I think Will is just he's a conundrum to me because I'm just like, how can somebody that is that dull get cast on a reality show?
He wasn't dull at all, actually, especially on the feeds. Well,
I mean, like dim, like as in like,
and he's extremely. Yeah. Listen, my thought when I was drafting him was
he's big and strong and hokey, right?
Actually, no, not at all. I was actually thinking about his intellect. I was thinking that other people would or lack.
Like with William from BB Cam 5.
Oh, gotcha.
I was thinking that people would see a bigger guy, think that he could potentially win a veto for them, but that they can socially manipulate him through the game.
Sure.
And that's pretty much exactly what happened.
Yeah. Like, except he didn't
win.
He didn't realize or even he didn't go into that as in, oh, this is my strategy, let people think that they can manipulate me.
I don't even think he had a strategy. I think in order to have a strategy, you need to realize who you are as an individual, what type of game you could potentially play, and then kind of go from there. I think that some people just go in thinking they're going to play the best game ever or a Dr. Will game, and it's like, no, you have to assess who you are first, you know? Right. And I think that anyways, I'm not going to reference anyone, but continue.
So out of all the awards, there wasn't really anything that crazy stuck out to me other than appreciating Veronica's
wow, appreciating Veronica's anything. That is crazy.
I know.
We are really getting to the last ending of this podcast.
We are.
Season. Kelly, wow, this is so crazy.
It was the little things. You know what? And that's just because I've been so frustrated with this season that it's come full circle and I'm saying things that I never thought that I would say.
Absolutely.
But yeah, other than that, nothing else really crazy happened.
I will say just a point of respect goes to Olivia for one, puking in the sink. Okay, great move, by the way, great game move. And then 2, eating a piece of pizza right afterwards.
That was wonderful.
We've all been there. We've all been there before, and she represented all of us so well in that moment.
Not without brushing my teeth, no. Whenever I throw up, I always brush my teeth.
Oh, yes, of course.
Or at least get a glass of water.
No.
But man, that was probably one of my all-time favorite comps.
Yeah.
Which sadly we will never see on Big Brother US because they don't give them enough alcohol to get raging drunk they did. That just seeing their reactions for that.
Unless you're a celebrity, then you have endless supply of white wine.
Right. Right. Who was the
Brandy.
Yep.
Ironically.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man. Yeah, that
Oh
was
man.
so fun. But yeah, so we have those awards which were kind of which were a little bit dull, like in terms of like what they actually were. But it was fun to look back at the season, and I think it's worth noting that BB Can does it better than BBUS.
Oh
Absolutely.
yes,
Um,
absolutely.
I kind
BB
of
can.
miss because typically they do like a whole walking down the red carpet kind of thing rather than the medieval. Like every season, from what I remember, it's always been walking down the red carpet.
Right.
So I kind of missed that one. It seemed like they were on a little bit of a tighter budget because they also typically have it out in the backyard and they have a whole screen put up. But this one, it was inside and it was medieval themed. It was still really nice though. Like that's just me being a little nitpicky.
Right. I thought that they all wore their medieval outfits very well.
Derek's looked awesome.
Yeah, Derek looks like he belongs in like Game of Thrones or something in that.
Seriously.
Outfit. Like,
go replace Littlefinger.
He could.
Please do.
He really could. But yeah, I mean,
that would be really awkward if I didn't get any of these Game of Thrones references, and I didn't. Like, it's crazy because I literally binge watched Game of Thrones like a whole week, and I was just obsessed.
Nice.
And I wish all 6 seasons, like I was done. But it's crazy. So many people make these references. I was like, I wonder, like, what it would be to be in that 1%. Like, what would it be like? It's crazy.
Well, for the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in that kind of in the 1%. I've only seen the very first episode and then the last season.
Kelly, who are you?
Okay, so like the whole like overly sexual stuff, like it really bothered me how they were treating women, which it makes sense because like that's the time period and everything. So I didn't watch like the first season, or I only watched the first episode. Then I had to stop because like the kid got thrown out of the tower, and I was like, "This is horrible."
Right. Oh my gosh! But he like okay.
But it's
no. I know that he's better. Like I know that he's alive and everything. And then so what? Oh, I remember what it was. So we would go over. When I say we, I mean me and Sean would go over to Kelly's house to watch on Sundays to watch Big Brother and then Game of Thrones. Okay. And so I ended up watching Game of Thrones when Spoiler had just died.
Oh,
and
okay.
Like
I don't think it's a spoiler anymore. You're talking about.
Okay, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, just ignore this little part when Jon.
Okay, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, jump off the fucking bridge. Like,
right.
Like, when Jon Snow had just been killed.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
So like that's so I think I might have seen like 1 or 2 seasons at this point, but I've skipped over like 5.
You need to watch the whole thing because it is the best TV show ever made.
Okay, Kelly, at least watch season 5 and 6. Like that, those are the best.
Is season 5 before Jon Snow dies or after Jon Snow?
I think that's the season.
Dies in season 5 at the end of season 5.
That's like the best.
Okay, so I've seen season 6. I've seen all of season 6 and then season 7. So I'm all caught up.
Yeah. Okay.
You're insane.
I'm just missing 5.
Back to the BB world.
Back to the BB world. I could talk about Game of Thrones all night, but
can we do a podcast on Game of Thrones, please?
Sure,
like,
absolutely.
That'd be great.
Okay. So we know who Paris is going to nominate. There's no real shock and awe in that. We see Derek and Kayla on the block.
Okay, that's a dumb move. I think that she should have fluttered her ego. Who cares? Will's going to go. Will's going to go.
Will is so emotional. So do you really think that Will would want to be put up?
I
think that she needed to like get Will on board.
She doesn't need to do anything at this
point.
Oh
God, I think that there was something to be played there. Like, you know how in Survivor.
Tell me.
Okay, this is what I think.
Lay it out.
I think that Paris should have fluffed up Kayla's freaking ego to the ground, or to the sky, whatever the hell, and told Will, like, listen, we need to make them think that we're kind of against each other. That way they don't try as hard in the veto. Like, if Kayla feels
for that.
I know, but you don't know. Like, if Kayla feels safe, she doesn't want Derek here. Like, she might throw it. So I think that was just it was a potential
Yeah.
approach.
Paris
She didn't even
isn't
try
Dan.
it.
Like that's what it comes down to. Paris
I
isn't Dan,
know,
and so
I
she's
know.
not
No,
gonna pull that shit
I
because
know,
no
I
one would
know.
believe her. I love that move. Like Dan pulled it off flawlessly during BB14.
Yep.
Like, but Paris, she's not. There's
No,
no
I get it.
way.
I
But
understand.
I like if
Paris is
she
not
had
me. I
shown
understand.
if she had like shown some sort of like stronger aptitude for doing that, then yeah, definitely. But at this point, like it's so clear, like everyone knows that that they're together and that the two are together. There's no, you're not going to separate it. Like how?
Agreed. Yeah.
So yeah, we see Derek and Kayla, the showmans that is never not safe on the block, and there's no surprises here. What do you go ahead? You were gonna say something, Kelly?
Oh, I just burped, but I can say something.
Yeah, go ahead. Say something.
So like I think as much as it sucks that I'm glad that Paris finally won something, but this win, it doesn't really like, yes, it got her to final 3, which is really great, but I don't view this as like a really big move for Paris.
Right.
Because it's not an offensive move. It's a defensive move. She secured herself. If she goes in the next episode and then wins veto, then it's gonna be like, yes, Paris, finally, like you're doing something, you're making game moves. But at this point, like HOH, it literally has no power. So I'm happy that Paris won because I really did not want to see Will in the final 3, and now we have a chance where Will is not going to be in the final 3. But at this, like, I think it's more of a defensive move than an offensive move.
Yeah, I would agree. What do you have to say, Lou? Anything
I definitely agree with you on that, Kelly. I think that Paris really has to win the last couple of competitions. It almost reminds me of Jordan in Big Brother 11, was it, Kelly? So if we can, like, people think of Jordan being a winner. People think of Jordan being a winner, and people don't fall out of their chair, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that it's because throughout the game, her and Jeff were playing the game. It wasn't, if Jordan wouldn't have been with Jeff, who knows? If she would have been like a floater type, then yeah, it'd be like a thing where it's like, she kind of got there. But she was talking game throughout the whole game with Jeff, throughout the whole entire game. And then the last HOHs, she just beasted it out, and then people just appreciated it and just gave her the win for it. But what were
and
you
also,
say,
she was against Natalie, who kind of like the jury did not like.
She was up against literal Satan for the jury's votes. But yeah, I think like for me, Jordan, I love her as a human to bits. I think she's a great player, but I don't think she goes down in my book as one of the greatest winners of all time.
No, she's not the greatest winner, but she's a winner. And I think that people need to, like, I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think we're getting like, there's so many different seasons of Big Brother that people need to start kind of appreciating what they are and not just like their archetype of what a great player should be, you know?
Amen. I agree with that 100%.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I hear wind chimes. That's the creepiest thing in the world.
That's my house.
That is the creepiest thing I've ever heard. I'm like, what the hell?
Also, it's the ghost right over here. See, just kidding.
But yeah, so we have a veto to be played. We have no more feeds, so that's kind of a sad thing.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Okay, so wait. Talking about, so are we gonna go post episode? So that means from here on out we can talk about.
No, I mean, like, can we talk about them not having feeds on just for one quick second? And I think after this point we just go on spoilers, like from here on. So if you don't know who the hell just got evicted for 4th, get the hell out of here. Don't even like. Okay, so we're talking about spoilers and. Okay, so
were gonna say something
about
the cutoff with the feeds. Okay, do we think, or do I think, or I don't know. I just think that there's something strategic on production side to this move because this is really unusual. This is the biggest week. Give me 1 second, please. I love you.
So yeah, this is the biggest.
I'm sorry.
Week.
This is one of the biggest weeks, and for them not to have live feeds, it's almost like what the hell. I remember Big Brother Canada even last year they had live feeds up until like the last 2 days. I think it was.
They always cut it right at the special eviction, so we don't see. We know who wins veto, but we don't see who gets sent
fourth
home.
and. Oh really? We don't see fourth and third. Or we
no,
don't see fourth.
We don't see fourth go home because they want it to be a surprise. That's why the fourth place evictee never has a live studio audience. Like they always go out and they're by themselves because production doesn't. Go ahead.
It sucks so hard, by the way.
I just feel like I remember 4 people in the house, like on feeds. I'm not sure if you.
Yeah, no, we do have 4 people in the house on feeds, but we don't see it go down from 4 to 3rd to 3.
Oh,
we see Arissa. We see Arissa come up on the screen, and she's like, "Surprise! It's a special eviction!"
Right.
And then everyone freaks out. At this point, they're not freaking out because they all know that it's going to happen. And then feeds cut. But then we typically get some kind of spoilers about who is sent home.
Arissa's hiccup.
I know. She told me.
I didn't even know about that. I didn't even know about that. Like, Jacob, please explain everything.
Okay. Well, Kelly sent me this video.
Yes.
Kelly sent me this video this morning. I was laughing so
Kelly,
hard.
Thanks for sharing.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I sent it on the thing. I thought that I sent it in the group, but Jacob, do you want to explain it?
Yeah. So I get this. I think it was relatively early in the morning because I checked my computer and I have this message from Kelly. And usually when I have a message from Kelly early in the morning, it's something Big Brother related. So I was like, oh no, what could possibly be happening? And it's just this GIF of
it's Arissa, a clip. It's a video clip.
It's a 20-second clip of Arissa on ET Canada, like totally accidentally spoiling that Will has been evicted from the house.
And what she said, was you have this duo that's been together, that's like a showmance, and then you have this one person who just, and then she stops.
Oh,
yeah. And then she's like, I mean, you have 2, spoilers. I mean, you have 2 people. Yeah. And then, but at that point, it's just like, it's very clear that Kayla, like she's thinking about Final 3 because Final 3 just happened.
Right.
So it's very clear that she was going to say you have this one person who just won HOH, just won their first comp or something like that. So it means that Paris, Derek, and Kayla are Final 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like in all honesty, I think at this point, Derek, I think if Paris was like, if she got in Final 2, she could potentially win over Derek. I think that she would be obliterated, or however the hell you said that word, over Kayla for sure, 100%. I think she has a fighting chance. Oh yeah, 100%. I think she has a fighting chance over Derek because people don't respect that Derek was like riding Kayla's coattails. Like I've heard it on the feeds. I've heard even Johnny say. Johnny even said it while he was still in the house.
Right.
He was talking, and Ali said it.
But if he cuts Kayla, then he's got a shot.
I think if he cuts Kayla, people won't respect it.
Really?
Why? That's the biggest game.
I know, but I don't think people would respect it because I think people would. I don't know why, but there's a structure in the house where I think that people think that he is like he has a girlfriend or he's gay or he was using Kayla for his own reasons where Kayla has more feelings for him. Kayla actually has genuine feelings for this guy. So I think that
you have a Kevin and Will situation.
I think that him cutting Kevin or her in the end would not sit well with the jury. Whereas if Kayla were to cut him, it would be like an empowerment thing because they think that he's kind of using her. I know, Jacob, you don't see this perspective, but
I know I get it.
That's the vibe of the jury right now.
I hope that's not the case because that'd be really stupid.
I think that I think that that's it's. I mean, okay, listen. Derek literally tried to act like he was cool and copacetic with everyone. And once the big moves came down, he did it. But he also kind of threw Kayla like Kayla was like the full frontal. She was the one that was
No,
having to tell people what was going on.
I
At
mean,
least on the feeds, when he was like talking to people, Kayla would do more of the talking, and behind the scenes, he would have a
Mhm.
plan, or they would talk, and then Kayla would be the one to like deliver it to whichever house guest. So she would be getting the blood on her hands.
sure,
You know, that's all I
absolutely.
have to like.
Do
That's just what I've noticed,
do not
and Johnny has mentioned that as well.
Yeah. So I do agree with you that if we see a Derek and Paris final two, we have the potential to see a super bitter jury or some
Yeah,
super bitter jury
but
members voting for Paris.
what
But
great what did he do that was so great? What
cutting
did Derek do
Kayla
that
and
if he cuts Kayla? But what did Derek do that was so damn great? Yes, he won a veto and an HOH, but who cares? We have seen people. Aaron Grice won 3 HOHs at a POV.
sure,
Okay,
yeah. But
like
here's the thing: he he went on this run when his back when Kayla and Derek's backs were against the wall and kept them safe through veto wins and HOH wins. Um,
Mhm.
and so
no, I
like
get that. That last moment, like they pulled out wins, but it's two of them, and they have the odds in their favor, and they're also when
That's
you
because
think
they
about
made
like
the odds in their favor.
but
yeah,
when you think,
made
yeah,
the
I mean,
odds be forever in their favor.
but did they really make the odds in their favor? Because I think that move of them staying in the double was more so that
Triple.
Allie, or the triple, was more so that Allie was Paris and Allie were playing very similar games. So I think that Paris was threatened by that situation, and even on the couch, like they were
Yeah,
deciding who the hell should go. So I think that it was still up in the air.
yeah.
You
I mean
know, I think
that was the stupidest thing in the world. Like Kayla
yeah,
should.
Yeah.
Kayla should have gone, but really, like, I don't know. Who knows? Like, you can't predict if they're gonna pull out beast wins. You know what I'm saying? But they're just
No, but you
more.
can't.
But
But
like
you
history had
can't.
kind of shown that they were
I know
killing
when
it.
it goes like when it goes to
But
like most capable of winning HOHs, it's like Johnny and Erica tied, and it's like Olivia,
right,
and then Kayla and Derek. Yeah,
right. So like you have an opportunity to get rid of Kayla, to cut Derek's power in half,
and Ryan's
and
in there too. Sorry, Ryan.
um, and you don't take that shot because you think for some reason keeping
It's a
Kayla,
stronger game
yeah,
move.
it's a
Yeah,
stronger game
100%. I
move.
would have taken the move, but I would also like
Wait, you're saying that you would have taken the move to keep Kayla or to get rid of
I
Kayla?
would have gone personally. Me, I would have 100% gone rid of Kayla.
You
There's no
Okay,
doubt
okay,
about it.
just
But
good.
but I can't close my mind because I'm not in the house. You have to understand. We're not in the house.
yeah,
Allie's fucking scary. She's scary
yeah,
as fuck.
right,
That
sure,
is a scary player.
sure.
To get rid of her, Allie would for sure be a Sabrina in the final two. 100%. Like, okay, if you keep Allie in the game, you have to play for first. You're not playing for second. You know what I'm saying?
Allie,
Like,
Yeah,
because
but
Allie would be second place.
at least like I mean, I still think that they would have gone to try to get them out. Like it's just so stupid the order that they went through it because now you had like you kept Allie who yes she's scary but you still have a chance to get her out versus Kayla like she's on the block and at this point like it doesn't look like she's ever going to be on the block again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
right,
So
yeah,
it didn't make any sense. It
But we
seemed
could say the
like
same for Allie though, dude. Allie was a beast. She
yeah,
what
didn't
did
win
she
but
any She
no,
didn't win anything, but she was a
right,
social beast. Like that's what I'm saying. Like she didn't win anything, but I think like Survivor, the game of Big Brother is evolving. It's not just about wins anymore. It's a social experiment on social games.
mhm,
Like it's like fucking high school, man. And it's like this person doesn't like this person, and this person's cool with this person, and there's a lot of sociability, social capital that
yeah.
goes into the game. You
there
know what I'm
it is,
saying?
that keyword.
Hey,
Now, I get that. And I like seeing Johnny when he was on the block against Ryan, I want to say it was, and he flipped the vote 6-0 against him to be 6-0 to keep him. Like that was absolutely amazing.
right,
But and so like I'm not discrediting that. I'm just saying that I don't know. I guess it goes down to a difference in philosophy when it comes to
yeah,
Big Brother. Like you need to be able to, at the very least, win one competition because you shouldn't have to rely on one thing 100%.
well, and Allie, okay, so Allie, the thing about Allie is that Allie hasn't shown any propensity to win. So, like, yeah, she might be a social butterfly, but she can't exercise any power because she's never, she's always nominatable because she never wins.
I know, I understand that, but there's such a different comparison to people that never win and don't do diggly shit in the game than people who fucking like go in socially and just like people are scared to go against Allie in the game, and she has not won a single HOH. Dude, the game is evolving, and it's not just about HOHs and POV anymore.
I know, which is why I needed to be in the house. So
exactly.
But yeah, more on that maybe next season.
I think we should do like a podcast like after this, like just on all of our fucking thoughts, just sporadic crazy thoughts.
Yeah.
Just like final it up right before BB20.
Man, I'm really excited for
Robin Cass better not fuck it up. She will not fuck it up.
Man, I just saw
you have fucked it up all the time.
No, okay, so no, straight
seasons,
up,
girl.
you can't blame Cass on this, and here's why. She also is in control. She has more control over the BB Can cast than she does over BBUS. BBUS, she's told basically to get stereotypes, and she does not have final say, which sucks because we've seen
she doesn't rap. Well, where do you hear that from? I mean, is that like a fact?
The CBS
because the CBS execs, they go, so she chooses she chooses semifinalists and then the finalists, but the finalists go and they talk to the execs.
That's
and they
why
have
I'm not applying anymore. It's just a waste of fucking time. You think that I could be on NBC?
You just got, dude, CBS. You just have to fit into a stereotype. Like that's
irrelevant.
That's how the BBUS casting is played. Find your stereotype. Yeah. And then you can be whoever the hell you want when you're in the house.
Once you get in
Nah, it's too much effort and I don't give a shit.
You say that now. But
it's really, I have more fun. Like, dude, Jacob, you know how stressed I get in games. You think that I could be like I can't?
There's no way.
Okay. By the way, games that I fucking win and go there and control the whole house. Okay, let's just say I'm not just like a petty player. Just like floats on. But I'm just saying, like it's so stressful in that house. I enjoy watching it. Like I don't care. Like that's the thing about being a Big Brother fan is that you can watch it and see different perspectives on the whole entire game. Like I'm not going to be discouraged because I don't get on the show. Like I'm going to watch it to the day that I die. Like that's just the end of the matter. Like and whether I get on or not, like it's not going to change my perspective on the show. Like
yeah, absolutely. I do think that if you were to get on the show, it would be a blessing to CBS. I feel like you would be fantastic television.
Oh, thank you, Jacob. That is actually, I think that you think that I'd be a mess, but thank you. Like, that's so great.
However,
you stress me out every day.
However, there's no way that you'd be a high pick of mine.
And there's no way that I could win that game.
Yeah.
No, there really isn't. Like, I could get second. Like, that's it. No, honestly, like, there's no way that because I know that I wouldn't win, like, a lot of HOHs or POV. I would have to play a very Paris game. But I would do it. I would do it very aggressively. So I play a Paris game where I'm actually controlling shit, not like delusions. Like
so then you're not gonna play a Paris game.
But
you're gonna play more of a Paul game or.
Okay, so I say the Paris game because she's been able to stay off of the block, and that's a hard thing to do, man.
Yeah, so you're gonna play a Paul game. You're gonna stay off the block, and you're gonna.
Okay, whatever, but I'm not gonna be Paul because I'm not gonna have.
I'm
not gonna have my hands that deep in the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe you should get those.
It's not gonna be that deep. It's always just it's always just gonna be there, but it's not gonna be that
personal. Deep. And I'll be happy.
And I would always start shit with people so that I'd be a threat. Like I feel like making yourself a target is not a bad thing at all.
That's how Josh won. That's how Josh
exactly.
Won. That's how Josh
Thank
won.
you.
No, that's how Josh won combined with the golden apple.
Exactly.
If the golden apple hadn't been there, he would have been out. Like I wholeheartedly believe that. But
what happened with the golden apple again? Because I forgot.
He took the golden apple and was a giant ass, but he stayed for a week. He was immune for a week.
Oh, right, okay.
So and then at that point, because things moved so quickly in the house that it moved on from him getting safety for the first week. By the time that nominations for the next week showed up.
Right. Okay. Cool. I forgot about that golden apple.
Yeah. Oh man, I will never forget about that because he's like, I ain't going nowhere. Except he yelled it louder and more testosterone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, the pasta.
I wish Christmas would have won that game, honestly.
Oh God, no.
I know she's a wench, but I really wish she would have won.
No, like she.
Yes, I love you.
Oh man.
Out of
the final
only
three,
think,
she was.
Listen,
she
I
should have
only
gotten
think
third.
that she's a wench because Brent on like Rob has a podcast says it, so I'm just like, okay, she is. But she really she has a nasty streak to her, and I've definitely witnessed that on the feeds. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. But she can also be very sweet.
But I think going to that fucking game on one leg, that bitch deserved to win.
No, she needed to leave. Like I still 100% believe that she should have left the game. Like that was
no.
But it is what it is now.
No, why? But why?
Why?
Do you think
because they altered the game. I mean,
they didn't alter the game for her.
No, they didn't alter the game, but they allowed for her to go into the hospital to vote, and then she was able to overhear someone else's vote.
But okay. Well, we don't know that.
Why else would she go? She was so concerned. She was like, "Who voted right before me? Who voted right before me?" Like she wanted to know who voted right before her. Why else would you want to know that unless you were able to hear what happened? Not what was the voting order, but who voted right before me. I think that was a conspiracy.
I think that was a conspiracy. I don't think that she knew what was going on in the house because there's a lot of people that received medical attention in Big Brother history, U.S. history, and that have gone out of the house. And there's even people that have gone into challenges out of the house.
What was her name?
Or rewards out of the house.
I get that.
And like had to get medical attention and had to go to the hospital and came back.
Omarosa had to during Big Brother Celeb. That happened.
But then there was
there have been quite a few people. There have been at least 10 people. That.
But it changed for me. It changed the game. Because she was someone.
For me, I think that it changed the game in a greater perspective because it shows that not only people that are capable on two walking legs, you know what I'm saying, can play the game.
Amen. Amen. Get me in the house. Get me in the house. Preach.
Exactly. No, but in all honesty, that's kind of what I feel. Like it was something different. It was,
give me my key, Lou.
Exactly.
Give me my key.
That's what I'm saying. But Jacob, because I can't fully define or express exactly what I'm saying, at least you know that my interest serves, you know what I'm saying, for the better equality. And that's that whole perspective with Christmas being in that house, in those circumstances, was just an evolved stage of the game. She wasn't I don't know. I just
it would have been in that case, it would have been nicer to see someone who started out that way. Started out where
exactly
where they only had access to money or no legs.
Right.
And I get that, but it changed. She wasn't chosen because she only had access to one leg. She was chosen because she was this huge bodybuilder weight person. And so her whole game changed because I know there were a crap ton of people that were so excited to see her comp beast out.
No,
and she wasn't able to.
Isn't it more impressive that the woman broke her leg and was able to switch completely to a social player?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I appreciate. Yeah.
I would say that she already was doing pretty well when it came to socially, but I know what you mean. She had to switch it to only relying on social comps.
Right.
And she was one of the first people, her and Paul, to get on the. Well, actually, Jason and then Paul and Christmas were to get on the Raven Exposed party. So, amen to them.
That was for that alone. I am glad that she's staying.
God, Jason. Okay, Jason needs to get another chance to play.
No.
Why? No.
Why not? I think they need to have a redemption season of misfit players that aren't all stars.
Never.
Why? Come on, why?
Messy. No way.
No, it would be great. I think that people would have a new perspective on what a game player is.
Oh my goodness.
But then we have
I'm a mess. Don't ever hire me at CBS.
but then we have to have what's her name back who hid in the room.
Oh.
No, they hid in the room for
Jess and Cody?
No, not BB19, Audrey.
Audrey. Okay,
yeah.
First of all, I feel like Audrey was gonna come back. Either way, Audrey has to come back. Adri has to come back.
No, she gave up. She gave up on the game.
She was disrespectful to the game.
It's the same as wanting to have Megan come back. And not to say that it's the same situation.
That is not the same. But you have to understand that us fans got so much more from Audrey than... And I think that
I'm a fan as well.
Maybe it's because I'm in the Zwooper and 10 gauge community, and it's because I see all of the different players that have these opinions on these house guests, and it's not just about beasting it out in competitions. Like, they're iconic in their own legendary state, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she made history.
But Audrey's iconic for becoming the blanket monster.
But not only that, but look what she's doing outside. Look what she's doing outside of the... But look what she's doing outside of the Big Brother community, or like look what she's doing outside of the Big Brother studio and into the Big Brother community.
That doesn't mean I want to see her back in the house.
But you don't think that she just got a bad play of cards, which some house guests do?
I think she fucked herself over.
Ika Wong got a bad play of cards her first time, and the second time she just killed it.
She was so whiny, and poor me, like nobody likes me. I'm gonna go and be.
I didn't get that from her at all, and I actually watched. Okay, that was when she got evicted. That was when she was getting evicted, of course. No,
way before.
Listen, I understand that the only thing that Audrey is guilty of is playing too hard, too fast. That's it. Otherwise, if she would have just chilled her game out, she would be a contender. Like, that's what I think, you know? But she just couldn't. She couldn't help herself. Being a super fan like that, you cannot help yourself. You have to do it. There's so much time in that house. You
totally can, man. Like, Dan Giesling was a student of reality television.
But Dan Giesling's original season was on what? Season 9? 10? Okay. And then he played in All-Star season 14. And we're still talking about Dan Giesling. These archetypes are not just like of the mill. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to show your worth. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Dan Giesling was nominated first to get evicted or second to get evicted.
Yeah, for sure.
He could have easily not been Dan Giesling.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like people just need to like appreciate, I think, more so of the I don't know, whatever. I guess people just want to live in a more judgmental and a depictive world where they want to depict people.
Oh my goodness!
I just want to people want to live in more like.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, not you guys. I just mean the commenters on like people that like I see like commenting on Instagram on Big Brother and like. The YouTube comments and stuff like that. Like people want to like bash their game rather than just appreciate that they're not like just, you know, like even freaking what's his face that got third place on Jeff and when Rachel won, the guy that got third place, it was Rachel and then Portia and that freaking ball Adam. Oh my gosh. He is useless. He is useless as hell. I did not even remember his name. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna Google him. I remember him.
Yeah, he's bald, giant, red beard.
And I actually met him.
He's like a Superman, right? He was like
he stomped his feet every time he lost the competition. He did nothing on a social capital level. He was up like Jeff's ass. Like that. Those are the players that are disgraceful. That to me is disgraceful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other players that at least like do things on a social level. I don't know. I can't even express it enough. I feel like I'm just like bashing my head. Like I feel like I'm just, you know.
Anyways. All right. Well, I mean, we've the last few weeks, because everything has been sort of a foregone conclusion. We've gotten a little bit off the rails on this podcast and talked.
I know, it's wonderful.
All sorts.
It is wonderful.
All sorts of Big Brother what ifs and who's the best and who's the worst. But I really am looking forward to Big Brother 20. I'm looking forward to seeing Kayla crown the Big Brother Canada Season 6 winner.
I cannot wait till Kayla wins. I just think that she deserves it.
She absolutely deserves it. If she goes up against Paris and it's not a 9-0 vote, it's a shame.
I think
Paris is gonna get Will's vote.
No, how can you say that? See that
because Kayla knocked out Will. No, Kayla knocked out Will.
Listen, jury management's a huge thing. Paris made sure that she had Ryan's vote for the end, and that was like what final 9. The fact that Paris was even doing jury management, I don't know, man. I think that people are undermining other people's games, like, you know. And I don't know.
I mean, I feel like if Paris, I mean, I feel like it's not going to happen, but I feel like
She has Will, Maddie, and Ryan. And if Allie and Liv come to their and
Maddie.
Johnny,
I think
yeah.
I think that if Kayla ends up cutting Derek, Maddie's going to be going for Kayla because she said that it would be an amazing, like, empowering move.
Yeah, she loses Derek's vote, but gains Maddie's, and
right.
That washes out. But I feel like the way the season is played out, it should be if Kayla and Paris are in the final two together, it should be unanimous. I do respect the fact that Paris was working for jury votes way before.
Yes, that's true.
But I don't know. Ryan is too big of a self-described fan to in good conscience vote for Paris. I think. I feel like he's going to vote for the best player.
Yeah, but he said that he was going to taint that jury. So if Paris is in the final two, who knows, man? Who freaking knows, dude?
Yeah,
Marissa won Celebrity Big Brother, okay?
Yeah, but that's celebrities.
Against
that's not real
man.
people.
It's still the structure of Big
Brother.
It's
not real people.
No, they're way more like
they're petty,
public conscious.
Right.
They're way more conscious. They wanted to vote for someone that made them feel good.
Okay, Lisa
Ross
won against Danielle in season 4 or 3. Like
that's because they allowed the jury or they didn't have a jury.
Okay, I listen.
Yeah, the jury stayed in the house in those early seasons, right?
In my perspective, Derek has given me nothing all game. He happens to win HOHs and POVs, which in my perspective, I think if I was in the house, I could go to final. So without HOHs and POVs, you just have to have, a good structure and a good game, And the thing is that I'm sorry, but POVs and HOHs don't mean shit. Like I don't think. Sure. I think if it's him against Paris, I would love for him to lose. If it's him against Kayla needs to win. If it's Paris against Kayla, as much as I love Paris and she's my draft win, it's clear that Kayla's the most deserving winner. I get that. But it doesn't discredit the fact that, no one in the house really likes Kayla. Everyone loves Paris. Like, you know what I'm saying? That takes work throughout that time. Like,
So there's something, I don't know if you saw this, but Taryn interviewed Johnny, Olivia, and Allie about their order of who they would want to win out of the final 5.
And they also
Kayla was number 1 for all 3 of them.
Right. And that was Johnny's whole thing with saying that.
And Johnny said Will over.
Yeah.
Well, they were bitter.
Johnny said Will over Derek.
That was bitter because they know that Paris was let's be real. They knew that whole vote was lying on Paris and Maddie. Will was just gonna go with whatever the hell that they said.
Yeah. Yeah. So. If Lou gets his way, we will see a redemption season that features Will.
But why not, man? You guys have to think about when you're in the house.
Featuring
Will and Gen City, and it'll be international, and we'll throw in Jackie.
I'd be happy with international.
Okay, I said redemption. In order to redeem yourself, you have to have tried first.
Okay.
We'll throw in Jackie as well.
Jackie tried, okay? She won a POV and she could have gone out in the double,
Yeah.
Oh man.
You guys.
No, that's not for you. That's just
No, I get it. I know that I'm out there, but I think that it's because I see myself. If I was playing these games this freaking game, and all of these feeders that I once was depicting me in my game, they don't know what the fuck it's like to be in the house.
Oh, sure.
You don't know what it's like. So you don't know what things you have to do in the game to get there. Just like the things you have to do in life to get to what you need, And I think that it's so unfair. If you get to the end, and you at least, you can witness someone talking game throughout the game and making game moves and, don't you, I don't know. I just feel like that's so much more rewarding of a person than someone like Victoria or Jan City or Adam who literally just pick their ass and talk about nothing all day and don't talk about game. They don't talk about game or game moves.
Yeah, I
Paris
can
is consumed in the game. She's consumed in the game, but she just can't win a freaking competition to save her dear life. You know?
By the way, just because I want this hot take on this podcast for the record, what did you think of Maddie's shot at Kevin when she was evicted?
Oh gosh, Maddie's delusional. Maddie is delusional. Same as Paris. Paris and Maddie are absolute delusional.
Yep.
But you know what? We all love to live in our delusions a little bit. I'm delusional as hell
bit.
every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
We know. It's okay.
Yes, exactly.
Man, look, I get what you're saying. Like, it'd be nice to have, like, if they're gonna do some kind of a redemption season, have people come back that they just played too hard too fast, or they like have people that actually played the game rather than legitimate coasters.
Right.
Like June was a floater, but
like
she was one of the floaters that actually won the game. I mean,
season 4.
And Jordan was considered people were throwing floater to Jordan as well, but it was just because she was ditzy and she didn't win competitions at the beginning of the game and she had a showmance. But Jordan beasted the hell out those last competitions, and it was funny because one of my friends that was watching the show saw at the beginning of the show, she was like, that girl's gonna go soon, and then she watched the last couple episodes, she's like, damn, she dominated. Where did that come from? And it just shows can't that be rewarded? It was rewarded to Jordan. Can it be rewarded if Paris pulls that out? Can it be rewarded to Paris? I mean, she worked hard enough.
She needs to do it. She needs to make an offensive move, not a defensive move. Because all the moves that she's made up until this point, I will give her one, the one where she saved Maddie. Mm-hmm. I will give her that because she was able to throw the target over to Ryan. But other than that, I can't really point to a move.
And not being nominated. Honestly, Kayla talked about Paris's game to multiple HOHs before Kayla ever got in power. So Kayla was already trying to, knock the Jenga pieces off of Paris's game. Because Kayla is super smart. She was one of the first people to even get on Paris. But the fact that Paris was able to retract that, gain Kayla's interest, and kind of work and use Jesse and use their history, and move forward, that takes work, man. Especially someone that's smart like Kayla. It shows that Paris was, on the same level of strategic ability. She was able to fool Kayla because they've got multiple chances to get Paris out and they didn't. And Kayla knows, Kayla knew that Paris was a threat and she was weaseling and with multiple people,
Yeah, I get that, but I still it's tough for me. Although you have the ability to weasel your way around, it's tough for me to take someone as a serious threat until they show that they have because weaseling yourself out of situations is different than being able to
never be in that situation at all.
Not even that, but having the target thrown onto someone else, having an active role in someone else's demise.
Like we talked about before, it's the difference between Andy and Paris. Andy was able to tell every HOH who he wanted to target.
Can we stop? Okay, first of all, no. I'm sorry. We're going back. Andy did not do that. Amanda did that. I'm so sorry. Andy did not have as much. We cannot give Andy all this hype. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it at all. Amanda was the one that ran that game. Let's be real, okay?
For a point, but I mean the move where Andy was able to convince
Andy was involved
McCrae.
because he had McCrae and Amanda, but Andy never went up there and was like, "This is what we're gonna do." No, dude, he was just he is the ultimate weasel. No, Andy is the ultimate weasel.
I would disagree with that a little bit.
Because he had
It's because time's passing by, so we're all disagreeing with it. But Andy's literally the ultimate weasel in the Big Brother history.
Andy.
No way. Ronnie's way worse.
No,
Ronnie is way worse from BB11. 100%.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
there's but
who did okay? So who did Andy put up when he won HOH? Did Andy even win HOHs? He won one. I think he won one.
That's exactly my point. Is that he was able to, whoever was HOH, he was able to be
no.
Yeah.
Did you watch the feeds of that? Did you watch the feeds that summer?
No.
Okay, so please shut the fuck up. Like,
Okay.
please stop because I watched the
But
feeds.
come on.
All Andy's greatest moves were just being able to be at multiple places at once.
No,
he was great
okay,
at
the
that.
double eviction where Amanda got out and then he was able to convince McCray that Alyssa was the swing vote or the Alyssa was the vote.
Yeah.
Like
No. Okay,
And
but that was towards end game moves. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
before that, you just said what made him the winner. He was able to be in multiple rooms at the same time.
Exactly.
And gather information and choose when and where to parse out that information.
Right.
So he could control exactly what was happening in the game.
Okay. But he could control his own fate, which is not being on that block. But he did not control who was going on that block. Amanda controlled who was going on that block. And you can literally watch the season over, watch all the feed recaps. Andy never had nomination sets where he was like, these two people need to go up. He was always going.
Because that's not what never. That's not what I'm saying.
But that's not Paris's game either. Like, you know what I'm saying? We could compare. Okay, listen. Paris did what she needed to do. Just like Andy did. She wasn't in every room, but she was never nominated by either sides of the house, which was like Dayla until Final Five. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, I don't know, let's just say that she's a player. How about that?
No, I agree.
I think if she's against Derek, I would love to see her win only because Derek sucks to me. Like Derek rode Kayla's coattails, and like yes, he won when he was on the block, but who the hell cares? There have been so many people that won a POV when they were on the block that we wanted to go home.
Sure, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares that he won a POV when he was on the block? Great, that's what you're supposed to do. We're not going to give accolades to you when you're supposed to win a POV when you're on the block. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like to me that.
I feel like you deserve credit for that because that's what kept Kevin in the game multiple times.
I don't think you deserve credit when you're that to me is just ridiculous. Like when you're on the block.
If you're able to win POV under pressure, you don't deserve credit for that.
If you won it 3 times when you were on the block, hell yeah. Maybe even 2 times, but he won it once when he was on the block. Okay, great. Why does he deserve such great accolades? I don't get it. Because him and Kayla are still in the house? Because that's more of Kayla's doing than his own.
Because he was able to win HOHs and vetoes when
he won an HOH and a veto.
Mm-hmm. And he won 2 HOHs and a veto.
Okay, right. He won 2 HOHs.
Yeah.
And a veto. When Derek was clearly the target to go if Derek had not won.
So, HOH or veto.
Yep.
But he didn't know that he was No, he didn't.
Yes, we have the conversations on the feeds between between Derek and Kayla saying, "Okay, we need to win this because if we don't, like."
Was that Final 7 when
Final 8? You mean
before Johnny before the triple?
So that's Final 9.
Yeah.
When Ryan was evicted.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because then Kayla won the HOH the next week, right?
She put
up Ryan again.
Wait.
Oh.
No.
He put up
Derek because Derek won the getting our timeline back. Derek won the triple eviction HOH, which means that Kayla had to have won the Ryan evicted HOH.
Okay.
And which other one did he win? Which other one did Derek win?
It was
irrelevant. That's what I'm saying. Like, who the fuck cares? You won an HOH. Great.
No, he's won 2 though.
You know what I'm saying?
He has won 2.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying how HOHs like depict what you are, your value in this house.
That's not even what
it's
I'm
so
saying.
awful. That's like having to say like you have to win immunities in Survivor to like be a great player. Like that's crazy to me. Like it's just
it helps build the resume.
Oh my gosh! Now we're going back to Netta's reference, building resumes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she was right.
Yeah.
It's an easier way to point out
I
agree.
Your reasons why you should win.
I agree. Honestly, if I was honestly Oh yeah, no, I guess I understand. I
But
understand.
and like that's the reason why, and I'm not saying that Godfrey should have won, even though a lot of people say that he should have won. I don't think that he should have. But it's the reason why Godfrey had like such a difficult time trying to choose someone or two people to save for the jury. It's a difficult reason why no one understood his game, because his game, it was so, even for me, like for BB Cam 3, like it was confusing. It didn't make too much sense. Like he was a lone wolf and everything, but like he wasn't able to explain it, versus Sarah, who's able to go up and explain, hey, I had this thing, I had this thing, I had these wins and these wins. So like, I get,
and not only that, but she was going to get third. She was going to get third.
Sarah,
100%. And she went to work, and she got Godfrey to make the dumbest choice of his life. And because he would have won. No, well, who knows? Because the Diaper Alliance would have been there. But I think that, and Sarah would have been bitter. So who knows? Who really honestly knows? But I do think that Godfrey's game, as messy as it is, he was able to get himself there, talk games throughout the whole time, but he didn't win a bunch of HOHs and POVs, So I think that, I don't know, I don't think that, I guess if I was in the jury, you'd have to really think about week by week and what each pivotal person played,
Well, and the problem is that you don't see everything, and so
you don't have time to articulate that.
You have to be quick. It has to be like under 2 minutes, and so if you aren't able to articulate,
well, I mean,
then that's what gets you the second place prize instead of first.
Which is why if both Kelly and I were able to get to the house and get to final speeches, we would have it down, because we were both practiced impromptu speakers. And
I would vote Kelly to win.
Absolutely.
I would vote me too.
I would probably vote for Kelly as well.
Oh my God, it's a 3-0 win.
Honestly, my whole
thing I'm also in the final too.
Okay, guys, I'm really sorry about this.
We gotta cut it off.
I have a friend coming over really soon.
Yeah. All right.
So Wednesday is the final four veto and final 4 to final 3.
Okay, so I don't think I'll be back till I don't think I'll be back till Thursday.
Okay.
But if I'm back on Wednesday, it'll be a guest appearance.
Yay!
All right.
Awesome.
Peace, guys.
Okay, we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Bye.